I'm dancing and having fun. Hey guys, welcome to Behind the Wheel Wednesday with your host, Charlie Grace.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey guys, it's Charlie Grace. This is my awesome friend who played a gag on me today, and I'm like busting out laughing, going, "Oh my gosh, that is amazing!" Is it the hair? What do you see that's similar to us, guys? I'm just saying the hair. He's got the cool shirt. Wait, let me give you a better close up. Here we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, he's got a look. Absolutely a look. I love this.
We're both ginger.
We're both ginger tonight. Hey, first off, welcome everybody who's in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. You're in for a treat, guys. You guys are in for a treat of a show tonight. We're of course live streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. I call it the tube and the face plant. I might have a very, very special guest tonight for Parts of Life. If this is your first time being here, you're in for a treat. You're gonna like this. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Let me just do a couple little things so everybody knows what's going on. If you have any questions tonight, oh gosh, he's gonna keep dancing all night. Do me a favor, just put a question in the chat. We're gonna talk about some really cool van life stuff because we go way back. Thumbs up. That's right. Give us a good thumbs up, guys. We're going to talk about van life stuff. We're going to talk about some really cool, what's been going on in the industry. We're going to talk money. We're going to talk about good old fashioned money. But right now, if you're watching us, do me a favor and let us know where you are in the world today. And if you want to give us an idea of what fuel prices are, that'd be pretty cool too. So we can find out what's going on. So where are you in the world today? You don't have to be specific, just like state. What state are you in today?
Me?
Yes, you.
State of innocence. State of innocence.
I was going to say state of confusion. State of confusion.
No, yeah, state of confusion. That's probably more accurate. Yes. We are in Texas.
Nice. Very cool.
Yes, we are in the city that is just as large as Delaware.
Ooh, yeah. That's saying something.
Yep.
Poor Delaware. All right, well, let's say hi to some friends tonight. Let's see who's going on here. Oh my gosh, these guys are going crazy. Johnny Lightning. Hey, I'm the first one here tonight. Does that mean I get 1 million internet points? Of course you do, man. Absolutely. We go camping. You might even get to, park, within a mile of me. That'd be fun too. Never know. David Green is here. Hey, David Green. Thanks to see you. He's like, oh boy, here we go. If he only knew. I love this. Caitlin's here. Hey, saying hi from Orlando. Good to see you.
That is my daughter right there. That's just yay. I love you.
Yay. Mwah, mwah. Family. We love family.
Let me embarrass you.
Okay. And Sherry's here. Hello. Hey, good to see you, Robert.
She is the leader of Embassy Owners and Wannabes Group.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about this.
And she says, no, it's not me, but it is her.
That is so cool. We're gonna talk about that in just a little bit. It goes, David Green says, I'm confused. CG twins?
Yes.
I think this is a new thing.
Confusing?
They do like a Roper romp where you dress up like Mrs. Roper. Maybe we should have a CG party. This would be fun. Just saying. Something fun. Okay, a Southeast accent and a Texas accent. Well, get ready, buddy. Buckle up, Buttercup. Yeah. Buckle up.
There you go.
Deborah's here. Hey, y'all. Good to see you, Deborah. Hope you're having a great night. Our voyage with MS. Yay! Maine from Parowan Gap. Moin. Mine. Go with Eminem. Well, I'm good with that. They're somewhere out there. Terry Jeffries here. Hello. Hi, here from Michigan. Good to see you. And S. Wolf says, hey, Charlie, I met you at Peace, Love, and Vans in Florida this year. You and I have the same bike. Well, that's because we're cool like that, dude. That's pretty awesome. I love that. Thank you, man. Thanks for showing up. So I'm here with my friend Robert from Roads of Life. And let's talk about this a little bit. How did we meet? Do you remember this?
Oh, God. How did we meet? Well, in person, we met at Peace, Love, and Vans, I think it was.
Could have been. Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Because
you had your Winnebago, what's it called? Spreco. And I purposely came up to say hi. I think that's when we physically met. I've commented on your channel off and on. You might have seen me there. But
what's really cool, guys, is I see a lot of people, and I meet a lot of people in person. I really love that. I really enjoy meeting people in person. And you put a face to a name, and you start typing with people. And this is the year that we're really camping with a lot of friends, a lot of new friends we met in person and whatnot. So we're doing a lot of these major, big events, like Van Fest or Peace, Love, and Vans. We're getting people together to sort of camp together and hang out. So It's awesome, man. I'm so glad we got to do this. And what I love, other than the fact he has a great sense of humor, as you can tell.
Well,
You? No, never you. Oh, here we go. We got some more people. Den and Rue is here. We made it. They're in Winter, Georgia. Awesome. And we have Gary's here sitting in our embassy RV outside of Baltimore at the moment. Very nice. Good to see you, Gary. Let's like rip this off like a band-aid. Let's talk about this RV. Okay. So what
okay.
kind of RV do you have? And give us the make and model. Go for it.
All right. We have an Embassy. It's now called an Embassy Dolphin SL. So Embassy is a company up in Elkhart, and I do not represent them, and I do not get money from them or anything. But we have a very big family of Embassy owners and stuff. So, and what basically our model is we have a bedroom in the back with a garage space under. And I don't know if you can see it right here. There's the sofa right there that actually turns into a bed. It pulls out, and so we can actually sleep 4 people. And since I
Wow.
have a daughter, we wanted to be able to bring her if we wanted to. And she's actually slept in the bed, and my mother-in-law has actually slept in the bed. So it is sleepable. It would be a tight fit for 2 people, but you can actually turn these chairs around, the regular band chairs
Mhm.
around, and you can sleep this way, you know, from this
Nice.
way to that way.
No,
If that makes any
this
sense.
way, that way, any way you
Right,
want to.
and so you can actually get 2 people in there, and this hair is going to drive me crazy.
It's a problem, isn't it? That's why I keep fidgeting with it all day
I
long. I keep
know.
touching it. It's a problem.
So, what was I gonna? What was I? I don't remember. What
I,
was I saying?
we're talking
Oh
about
yeah,
how many people sleeps in your RV, and so
sleeps for.
how long have
So
you had
we've had it since June 27th, 2022, and
it?
that is
Ooh,
a long and involved story. If you want me to go into it, because
okay.
we started researching RVs in general back in 2019, February of 2019,
Hmm.
and we had decided, oh, Heimer, that's the way to go. Heimer, oh, that's
Hmm.
such a great, oh, Heimer, 6-year warranty. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a Heimer. And literally like 2 days or later, they went bankrupt.
Yep.
So I had to start all over again. And thankfully, Scott Watson, Go Small, Live Large,
Hmm.
did an interview with Terry Minix. He's the vice president of Embassy. And I saw that video and I went, that's it. That's the one I want.
Yeah.
So their claim to fame is no wood. They don't use any wood. He's from the marine boat
Hmm.
industry kind of thing. So there's no wood in here. So no outgassing, no mold. If you have a leak, so what? It's not going to do anything.
Right. Right.
So that was kind of the big thing. I've got asthma and stuff, so mold can be pretty bad for me. So that was a big deal. Um, so we said, okay, we rented a Travato KL,
Hmm.
nothing wrong with Travato, just to see if we had never done RVs at all in our life. Had no, I don't know, I still don't know why we thought RV, because the YouTube channel wasn't going to be about RVs. It was going to be a private channel for our vacation videos.
Hmm.
And I think my wife retired. I was still working, but I was going to retire in a few years. And I think that's just kind of, oh, let's go look at RVs just for fun. We're not going to do that, but let's go look at it. And that kind of started the ball rolling, you know.
It's a
And it
thing.
just seems so.
Once you start, it's a slippery slope.
That's the thing is you start seeing all these video channels, YouTube channels, or people doing stuff, and like, that's what I want to do. And I didn't know the United States from a hole in the wall because I mean I
Mm.
lived here off and on, but most of the time I was either in South America or Europe. That's where we lived. And I didn't know where anything was at all. I mean, I met someone from New Orleans, and this is how embarrassing it is, but I wasn't sure if New Orleans was a state or if it was a city
Ah, there you
because I
go.
had never. I was like, I don't know where that is. It's somewhere. New York, New Mexico, New Orleans.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's makes sense. Had no clue because
They're right next door.
I never looked at it.
You
I
could see
never visited the U.S.
you could see Russia from your back door. I'm sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah,
I'm sure you can. I'm
and
sure you can.
so one of the reasons I want to do RV is because I wanted to see the United States. I wanted to. I've seen it. I want to be here. I want to travel in the U.S. and be an American who actually understands where America is.
I think that that's a really cool thing because we were talking about this the other day. There are a lot of lifeless people who want to. They make their life list. They want to travel and they want to go overseas. They want to do this. So I said, start home first if you can. Enjoy that road trip kind of. It's diverse. Our country is very diverse.
Oh
Lots of
boy, yeah.
amazing things to see. And I've now done. We talk about the Four Corners or whatever, going different places, and it is pretty amazing. And it never shocks me now when I see things and go, wow, different dialect, different climate, different animals, different. I mean, just I'm exploring Colorado this summer, and I've never really been there for the summer in that area. So I'm really excited to go see exactly what all's there. And I'm not a big fan of bears. That's gonna be my thing to overcome this summer's bears.
Just don't go see bears.
Don't go see bears. Well, they come to see me. It's the red hair. I don't know. It's a thing. We got a few more people in the chat want to talk to real quick. I love this. Johnny says, are the folks from the asylum looking for roads of life? Yeah. He also said that one of the same reasons they bought their RV too was no wood. That is a big kicker. I will tell you right now. I've watched people in the makers of these things. I love the way Embassy does their cabinetry and their whole entire setup. I think it's fantastic.
Right. Oh yeah, we've got tons of storage space. I mean, just huge amounts of storage space. I've talked to people who are like, "Oh, we're going to travel in the summer, so we're repacking our van."
Right.
I was like, "What do you mean repacking?" He's like, "Well, we're moving our winter clothing out and bringing our summer clothing in." And I was like, "Well, just pack all of it," and they can't because they don't have that space, and we do. I mean, there's disadvantages to that because a lot of people love big open spaces, and well, no, we have floor to ceiling drawers,
Right.
so it blocks the window.
Right.
Right. So,
It's
if you
give
want
and
a lot
take.
of storage, it's give and take. Everything is a compromise. But
Yep.
for us, it's great. I've got winter clothes, I've got summer clothes, I got swimsuits, I got jackets and coats and shoes and sandals and
Ball gowns and
yeah.
high heels and everything. I know. I
Yes,
know.
I
I'm right
do.
there with you.
It goes with the hair, yeah. And
Goes with hair. Got to be prepared.
yeah, I dress up on the side. Um, but
Hey, we've
my
got friends
wife
in.
is watching this. I'm in
I know. I
training.
was gonna say. I know she's watching. We've got really good friends. RV plus 3 are on. Hey, Kate, Melody, or Kate, Kurt, and Melody. Kurt had surgery not too long ago, and we're hoping he's feeling better. And I know Melody's taking good care of him. So I miss you guys too. That's really nice. And Gary says there's so much to see in this country. There really is. There really is a lot of great opportunities, and I love that. Jack says I have it on good authority that your guest
Yes,
does a mean karaoke. Oh no,
that
is
is
he
true.
talking about me or you?
Me, the guest. Or you're the guest, or am I the guest? I can't
I've done
remember which
I've
one
done
of us is the
karaoke or
guest.
two in my lifetime, just a few.
When Scott Watson had me on his channel, they started off with me singing. So,
That's saying something. So what is your go-to karaoke song? Do you have one?
no, just whatever pops into my head at the time.
Good. Go with that because I think I have a few that I can like nail, but it's horrible. I'm horrible
Oh
at
no,
it.
no, I can't nail any of them. I sing horribly badly, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't have to listen to myself. Everyone else has to listen to me.
I was
So
gonna say
it
dogs
works
run
out.
to the hills. I love this. BJ Travelers, Bill and Joe are here. Good to see you guys. Thanks so much for being here. As you can see, I've got I was gonna say my van life
Yep.
twin over here. Love this. Roads of Life, Robert's Inn. So we're talking about his embassy. I was gonna say Embassy Echo, Embassy camper van, and
Embassy Echo. Yeah, sure. Okay.
it makes sense. It's good alliteration. I like that.
Yeah.
And Embassy is made out of Elkhart, correct?
Right. Right.
And they are primarily built on what chassis?
Technically, you can get them built on a Mercedes or on a ProMaster
Mhm.
what is it, Ram ProMaster, and ours is on a Transit, Ford Transit.
Okay.
Right now, he's not really building much on Mercedes because they're hard to get and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But technically, because he does what's called controlled custom, which is different from like Winnebago or
Mhm.
Airstream or Thor or
The,
whatever,
the,
where
lar- the larger ones, yeah, because he's
right,
more
where
small.
it's
Yeah.
right, it's not assembly line. So they do like assembly line, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they do assembly line. So and then the far other end is complete custom, where you start at 420, five hundred
Mhm.
thousand dollars. So he doesn't do that either because complete custom is just too much money. So he does
Right.
this kind of control custom. So you say, I want to build it on a van, whichever
Right.
one of those three, and then he can. With the Ford Transit, he has a big deal with Ford. He actually gets it below cost from Ford. They will ship him during the pandemic when everything was going south. Um, nobody could get vans, and he couldn't either. But as things were starting to get better, he would get shipments. He was one of the first to actually get shipments because they trusted him to take care of the vans. So
That's a big deal because
so
trying to get
most
these
of the
things.
time
Ooh,
it's Ford Transit, but he
okay.
does Dodge Ram as well. He does some good stuff. Scott
Okay.
was in before he had his accident. He was in a Dodge Ram. They had sent Embassy Dodge Rams, but one of them was shorter than it
Hmm.
should have been. I don't know how they got mixed up with it. So Embassy was like, sure, let's see if we can build it. So they built something with it,
Right.
and gave it to Scott to drive with, and I think they still have it. They're still working on it.
I drove a Dodge Ram ProMaster 3500 for
Yeah,
years,
they're great.
and I love it. It's very easy to build because it's more boxy. It has a little more room inside.
Yeah,
The Mercedes and the Transit sort of tilt a little more on the inside, so it's just a little it's every band's got their pros and cons. I love this. We've got a few more people who came in. Our buddy Aaron Jemison is there. Hey Aaron, I'm going to be in Iowa next week, buddy. I know you're the Iowa guy, so I'm going to be actually in Amana next week. I'd love to, if you guys are around somewhere, let me know. And Jack says he's a man of constant sorrow.
he's a man of constant sorrow.
Yep, I love this. And David says Terry from Embassy is a great guy and sincere. Met him at Peace, Love, and Bands. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good guy. I love this. So I've looked at Embassy for years, and some of the pros that I've always had, like you said, one is no wood.
It was not Peace, Love, and Vans.
It was
It was
Bandfest.
VanFest.
It
It
was
was Van.
Bandfest that we met. I know.
That's what it was. Because I didn't go to Peace, Love, and Vans this year.
Waiting for it to catch up. That's all. Just waiting for it. I figured you'd get it.
I'm slow. It's just
Totally fine.
age.
Totally fine. It's the red hair.
It's the ginger hair.
Ginger. It's the red hair. Um, Going back to this, I like how you mentioned how it's not assembly line, but it's not 100% custom, but sort of in between, and you do get a little way to customize it as it goes through. Because
Yeah,
honestly, if they were to do a customized, it would take forever to get done. People do want
and it
these
would
things
cost
when
a
they're
huge
putting them
amount of
together.
money. Yeah.
Huge amount of money. Huge amount of money.
Yeah,
What
I
are some
looked
things?
up Advanced RV, and they now say on their. They didn't used to tell you the price. Now they tell you. Recent bills started at $420,000.
Wow,
I just
I
can't
know,
envision that.
I
But
know.
yeah, I mean, but it's fully custom. I get it. I mean, it's going to cost that for fully custom.
And for all our B class, all our van lifers out there, there's been a huge, this year, COVID, we hit that way high thing where everybody in the world was buying RVs and vans. It's gone down a little bit and gone down a little more. The economy affects these things because let's be honest, these are luxury items. They really are for a lot of people. They're not
Yeah.
cheap toys. So I know right now Winnebago just did a huge layoff of I think like 25% in their manufacturing line. That's going to affect especially the motorized up in Iowa. There's a lot of things going on up there. So I'm crossing my fingers that everyone's going to be fine out there in the B van world. But what are some things that you like and or dislike currently about your van?
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. What I like is the insulation
Mm,
because he uses aircraft insulation, just the same kind of insulation that airplanes use at 10,000 feet or whatever, where you're nice and comfy. So I like that. The no wood
hmm
um, and the amount of storage. Those are the things I like. So like the insulation, which I didn't realize. I was up in Wisconsin uh, with Sherry Ducro, as a matter of fact,
hmm
and she had a little meet up there, and I was next to I think it was David on here, and he had a Thor scope, which is
Okay.
perfectly fine. And I liked the land, and oh, this is nice and whatever. And then he came into my van, and we shut the door because it was noisy. He couldn't hear anything. He goes, I can't hear anything. I was like, oh, I don't have the AC on, so you don't. And it's no, I can't hear anything outside. I was like, what? I opened the door, and there's all this noise outside. The
hmm
insulation actually made it where it was quiet inside. His van, you
Noisy.
could hear the noise. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean, so I really like that insulation. But you pay for this. This is not a cheap van.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So so when you get that kind of insulation and this kind of quality and no wood and lots of stuff, you know, I don't know what their prices are nowadays. I really don't. But I think it's like 160,
Oh
170,000.
yeah, at least I know. Well,
So
so we've got some good pointers. If there's something you could change about your current van today, what would it be? Now that you've had it for a while.
the biggest thing would probably be the ground clearance. It's a little low, but I don't really want to lift it. But yeah, the ground clearance. We don't necessarily go into places that are I have to worry too much about it. But if you've ever been to Texas, our driveways are about that angle.
Hmm.
So you have to kind of, not every driveway. Ours is okay, but there's a lot of driveways where basically, literally, it does this.
Yep.
So you have to you'll bottom out just going into your driveway. And there's places where I've been where it's a tight turn and we're kind of hitting the side and we're bottoming out. That kind of thing. So maybe the ground clearance, but I would have to do a lift and I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, that's a
We
big thing
sleep
for me. Ooh.
side to side in the
Hmm.
back with the bed,
East to
which,
west.
okay, sure. Port to starboard. And if it's middle of the night, if I have to go to the bathroom, I got to climb over my wife. But of course, if it was going bow to stern,
Hmm.
then we would lose space because you'd have a
Right.
larger bed, so you'd lose a lot of space. And because we have closet space all the way up and down, from ceiling to floor, some of the areas feel a little more enclosed. So, but
Understood.
if you
I
really
think
like really open windows and stuff, you're going to lose storage space, but you'll have all those open windows. But that's not something we really care less about. So, but
understood.
those would be if you could magically have more open feel, but still all the same storage, which you can't do. But if you could,
You
magic
don't
wand.
know until you're in it. You really don't know
Yeah.
until you're in the space, how it works, how to navigate it, whether it's going to fit what, you think you do, but it's once you've been in it for a while, you're like, okay, I could like this, or I could add this, or maybe I could have a little less of that. Every van has pros and cons, like we just talked about. You would love to have a higher ground clearance. I mean, that's one of the reasons I have this one, because I definitely have higher
You have
ground clearance.
huge high, yeah.
But I had
And
6
I love
inches.
your bathroom.
I do
I love
too.
your bathroom.
I love my
Oh God,
bathroom.
I love the bathroom. That is
It's
so
all about
cool.
the bathroom. It's
Yes.
But I had 6 inches, maybe 6.5 inches of ground clearance for years. And when I went places, it scared the bejesus out of me. Just going in and out of gas stations. And I did bottom out a couple times. I mean, thank God for duct tape and zip ties. I mean, I've been there.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, you just got to be careful. And now I still have to be careful, but I'm getting a new suspension put on, Al Outfitters. They're going to, in Denver,
Okay.
they're going to put a new upgrade suspension, which would be nice. But
Nice.
we've got 26 people right now in the chat. And you know what? If you're just joining for the first time, you are in for a treat. You know why? You know what time it is? Take a guess.
I don't
Take a
know. I don't
guess.
have a watch on.
It's giveaway time. I love this. Okay, guys.
Time.
Giveaway
Yay!
time. Woohoo! We're going to give away something fun. And I love giving away stuff. This is like one of my favorite things to do. So here's how we do giveaways here, guys. All you got to do, and we're going to do this. You pick a word, Robert, you pick a word, any word. It's got to be G rated.
Oh, ginger.
Ginger. All right, guys, you heard him. Ginger. All you got to do is type exactly what's on the screen there, and it will enter you into a fun random drawing, and then we'll roll it and we'll see what happens. We'll get a few entries in there. Go ahead and type it in the chat, and we'll just put it in there. Now, things rhyme with ginger. I know I have a very sassy kind of audience. They like to put rhymes with things and do stuff, but only if it types ginger do you get entered in this one. So just letting you know that. I know one of my moderators, Broken Nomad, is out tonight. Oh, dog hair. Imagine that. You live with a dog. It's flying through the air. I swear.
Look at all those gingers.
All those gingers. Great. I could say something. Let's just say there are 2 redheaded girls in this van. So, where can I go?
As they should be.
As there should be. Always fun.
I was born a redhead.
Were you really?
Yep. I had red hair when I was born, and it all fell out and then came out white blonde.
Really?
And then
I
got
was
dark.
I was born red, went a little blonder, more like strawberry blonde. Then I think I'm going to blame it on 80s perms.
Oh yeah, those were just the best.
It was the best. And then, went back to bright red again. So I love this. This is fun. All right, we got 14 entries. Always fun. Get out there. Just going to give you guys a heads up real quick. My buddy Robert, not only does he have a cool van, but he has a really cool wife. And I know she's down on the screen, but we need to give her props because she has to ride with you.
Yes, whenever she's around, she looks at, do you see the gray hair? Do you see the gray hair? That's him.
Yeah, I understand.
She has to live with this. That's the thing. She has to live with this.
You guys are killing me.
24/7.
Okay. All right, I'm going to call it. Got to give it like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last chance to enter. Let me know. I'm making the line. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna click a button here, and we're drawing. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Who's gonna be? Who's gonna be?
Whammies. Oh my. Come on.
David Green.
Yes.
Yay! Okay, David. Congratulations, buddy. Woohoo! Thanks for playing our game tonight. All winners must email me. Just go to contact@charliegraceadventures.com. Send me your name, address, email, phone number, size, favorite color, shoe size. I don't know. Send me everything you got. And we'll send you a nice, fun swag kit. And who knows? You just never know. I like to put some extra things out there. So there you go. Congratulations, buddy. So cool. How cool is that? Way to go. Yeah, we're like dancing.
Should be dancing. Yeah.
Be careful now. I do love me some Casey and the Sunshine Band. Oh, okay. Water break.
Water break. Oh, I forgot my coffee. Oh, well.
Okay.
I'm blaming you.
So, cough, cough, cough. Let's talk money. I want to talk money. This is important.
Oh, you're going to send me money? Great.
I'm going to send you money. How much money does it take you to maintain your vehicle, or what's like a monthly budget for you?
Oh, I have a whole video on that. I actually kept insanely detailed records, and if anyone knows me, they will now start putting in the chat all the spreadsheets that I've done and all this kind of stuff. So, money, yes. On months that we travel, because there's months that we don't travel, but on months that we travel, it's about $2,000.
Okay.
So, and that's
how often are you parked in? Are you plugging in a lot, or no? Are you boondocking? Like, how do you? What's your every campsite every night? What do you do?
No. So the way we travel is we drive for a few days to do different things, and I don't know, 4th, 5th, 6th day, something like that. We may stop at an RV park or at a hotel if we want, that kind of thing, and then have a real shower as opposed to a military shower, or RV parks might have laundry facilities or something like that, or we'll stay at a Love's, something like that. So yeah, we don't really plug in anywhere. We don't need to plug in. If we were going to stay for many, many days at one spot, we would have to run the engine. We have a second alternator. We could plug in, but we just don't need to. We got 920 amps. Okay. Which is about 12,000 watts.
That's pretty impressive. That's a lot.
Yeah. And that's the other thing with the embassy. Everything in the embassy is 12 volt, except for the microwave.
Yep.
Some of the plugs that you plug in, regular plugs. So anything you have to plug into the plug, that's it. So the microwave, the TV antenna, not the TV, but the TV antenna, okay. Those are 120. Everything else is 12 volt, unless I plug something into a regular plug. So we never have our inverter on unless, we'll turn it on so we can use the microwave.
Right.
And then we just turn it off. So, and inverters, our inverter is pretty good. It uses about 1 amp or whatever sitting around.
Okay.
Just being on, but a lot of inverters are using 2 or 3 amps per hour. So you're like losing power having the inverter on.
Is you a 2,000 or 3,000 watt inverter? Do you know?
3,000 watt. 3,000 watt.
Okay, yeah. That's what I do too. Okay.
Yeah. So we can have our AC on because it's 12 volt. Hey, life of
we gotta say Lucretia. Lucretia's awesome. We love Lucretia. We haven't seen her in a while, and let me tell you what, she's rocking it. So if you guys, there's lots of really cool people right now in the chat. If you haven't met these people, if you haven't seen, a lot of them have channels too, check them out because you're going to want to keep in touch with these. Her son is actually going up for governor of the great state of Oregon.
Oh, wow.
I know, nice. Very exciting. I think that's courage in itself. That's amazing. So way to go.
There was somebody in here said, "Do I win a wig?"
Not maybe not, but Deborah says Robert never met a
Never met a
spreadsheet he didn't
spreadsheet.
like.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
if
get
you
that.
if you go look at my videos, you will see how insane my spreadsheets are. They are. I mean, everywhere we travel, I will literally put in every single day and where we're going to go and what's over there, and people make fun of me because I'll actually say we're leaving at 8 a.m. And oh,
And
we're going to go here and we're probably going to spend an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, so
yeah.
we'll be leaving at 11:25.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
I don't necessarily follow the spreadsheet. I just like to have everything figured out.
Here we go. First time I met Robert, he had his back doors open and was hanging halfway out the van in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That
I wouldn't
made an
doubt it.
impression.
Yeah, your point.
Your point is, your point is, this is great.
But yeah,
Turnbull's Travels. Charlie Grace, just install my seat covers. Thanks for the idea. Oh, you are so welcome. I'm so happy about that. I will tell you right now, Rosie Bell is across the way. I'm sitting. These are some seat covers I bought that have been working really great for the dog and for me, quite honestly. You know how you get that? I call it the pleather, that really sticky fabric that when it gets hot and you just stick to it and you're like, ugh. Or when it's cold, they're really super cold and you're like, God, I just need something to stick on those cushions. So I've been using these and I really, really, really like them. And I have them in my Amazon store under, I think it's under traveling safely with pets. But you could use it for any RV, just covering different kinds of cushions, and they're easy to use because they're elastic on the back and they just sort of suck up into the cushion. So thanks, man. I appreciate the compliment. That's cool. Caitlin says, I fear the love of spreadsheets is hereditary.
yes, she's the same way as I am. She has the same dry sense of humor. Hey, can you get me my coffee?
I love this. Oh my God.
My wife was sticking her head out of the house looking at me.
There we go. Turnbull's Travels are some of my favorite people. They gave me a ride out at RV Miles meetup in Amana, Iowa. Oh, that was nice. Very, very cool. I love when people do that. Okay, it's David Green. I know I recognized your picture. See how people like meet up in the chat. I love that. That's what's really fun about these. Terry says, do you belong to any memberships like Thousand Trails? Ooh, I'll let you answer that first.
I do not, because I use Google. I do use, but I'm not a member of anything. It's what's it called? RV
Life, RV Trip Wizard,
RV Trip, one of those. Yeah. Basically, it's RV Parky.
Oh, okay, RV Parky. Okay.
It's free. It's just download that. But if I want to find an RV park, if we say, we need to stay at an RV because I want to have a real shower and whatever,
right,
blah blah blah.
Right.
Then I go on there to see what's around and see what gets a lot of stars. And that, otherwise, we're Harvest Host. We belong to that, and we stay at Harvest Host a lot. We stay at Cracker Barrels a lot. On this next trip we're going to go up to the Embassy meetup, and you should go.
Everyone should go. Get that, guys.
No, you should go. Charlie Grace should go.
I can't because I'm on my way to Iowa.
Not my problem.
I know. It's
Indiana,
tiny.
Iowa, it all sounds the same.
But I will tell you this right now. I love going to Elkhart. I really do, because every time I go, I have a great time. Last time I was there, it was the Forest River Owners Group had a meetup, or everyone always has meetups around the area. And so I just love and they're friends. You guys are friends. That's the best part about these things. You may not own an Embassy RV, but it doesn't mean you can't be a wannabe, or you can go show up.
No, yeah, anybody can go to the Embassy meetup to go see them and stuff. They don't care. But back on the apps and stuff, the way we plan things is I just go onto Google Maps because we kind of know where we want to go, where we want to end up. And I just go see, okay, let's go. I want to go this way. And then I go, things to see on the route. And then I just, there. And that's why I make a spreadsheet. So I can have a list of things to do. So, and I've always done that because when we would go on vacation, if it was pouring rain, I didn't want to stay at the hotel. I wanted to be able to do something indoors.
Right.
So if you're at a place where it's usually outdoors, you want to have an option to do something. So that's how I always would plan. So I just did the same thing with RV travel. I just kind of, let's see what there is to do at these different places.
And it's different because when you travel, when you do van life travel, this is important, people, you have a lot of flexibility. You can do different things and go different places that if you had a big fifth wheel or a big Class A, you couldn't stop as easily. Honestly, it's a very different way in which you travel. A lot of people who have large trailers or big Class A's, they sort of, I saw it, they make a spot and they jet from there to there to there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a different way in which van lifers travel.
Right.
So I want to answer Terry's question too. I belong to any memberships like Thousand Trails? I do now. And I'll tell you why. And this is the whole reason why. I travel right now 9 or 10 months out of the year. Really. I'm on the road that much. And there comes a time, as you mentioned, I want to shower, I want this, I want that. I have everything. I love my shower. I am completely self-sustaining. I'm good to go. However, parking anxiety issues, sometimes you just want to sit. Sometimes you just want to be at a place where you can sit and get some work done and whatever. And so I've used the Thousand Trails Orlando, the Hershey, Pennsylvania Thousand Trails, and I'm going to check out the Thousand Trails in Colorado. So for people who definitely are full-timers, I think it's a fantastic option. Not going to lie. I think it's pivotal. Are the parks, resort-ish? Not really. Some are better than others, but you have a place to park. Because as you know, if you're a full-time RVer, you are at the mercy of someone who owns land somewhere. So right now it's pretty reasonable. Gone are the days of spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars up front for a membership. Now they're doing like a monthly membership, like less than $200 a month. And where can you get a membership where you can park for 21 days a month for $200? Think about that. Can't find it. It. So I think that's a good option for people, and I think it's not for everybody, but for how I travel, like I say, it's nice to have those little spots in between where I can just sort of chill, and especially on the East Coast, because the East Coast is hard, very, very hard to be. It's not like the West Coast, totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been to the East Coast yet, so we'll see.
It's a totally different thing.
There's a van life, whatever it is, the one where we met. What was that called?
Or Van Fest. Yep.
Van Fest. There's going to be Cape.
Oh, Escape to the Cape. Escape to the Cape coming up. Yep.
And Terry Embassy's new Class B+C is called a Cape Cod. So he's actually one of the sponsors of that. So So we're thinking we might go there, but I've never been to the East Coast. Well, driving.
Oh, you should. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, in Massachusetts, I would love to go. I really I had that on my list of places to go, but unfortunately, I got 3 weekends in a row in Colorado in August. So I don't think I'm going to get back in time. We'll have to figure it out. But David says, "What's your biggest learning curve in owning your first Class B?" Good question.
Well, we had never even seen RVs before at all.
Ooh.
So
this is your first? Like first?
Yeah, this is the only one we've ever had. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. So I knew nothing. I mean, I had never heard of a Class B. I didn't, or a Class anything. I didn't know. I knew there was like these big things that looked like buses.
Yeah.
And I knew that they were like trailers, fifth wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew there was like campers that went on top of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, everything else was a 1970s Mini Winnie.
Ah, yeah.
Everything else was that. Because when I was young, my father had this dream of having a Mini Winnie. Never got it, but so that's the only one I'd never seen anything else. So to me, that's the only things that existed. And then I saw these things called Class Bs, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So when we got the Embassy, we kind of had to get used to things like not sleeping together, but having a way to sleep where we're not waking each other up. The first few times I hit things and things would fall on Susan, and she was like, ah. So we had to get used to spaces and where everything was set. So
yeah.
And by the way, Susan, if you're watching this, can you get me my chai tea latte because I'm thirsty? Thank you.
He's putting a special request, right? Saying, just a small
DoorDash. Yeah. So there. We had to get and the hallway here is a little, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's a little kind of tight-ish. So when we have to do the crab crawl to get across because we have the giant closet. Right. So
which is great. It's like I say, it's give and take. It's fantastic.
It's give and take. So that was probably what we had to get used to. Everything else was, I was terrified of driving this thing from the first. I was like, oh my God, I drove cars. I never drove anything besides a car. One day my car had to go to the Ford whatever dealer, and all they had was a pickup truck, and I hated driving that pickup truck. It was so big to me. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm buying this Class B van. Am I nuts? But this thing is so easy to drive. It is just so easy to drive. It
It
is.
is.
I like
These are
it better
really
than
cool.
the car.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable driving in a
Mhm.
van than I do a little car. So I'm going to answer your question too. What's the biggest learning curve of owning your first Class B? I would say for me, it was I'd had 2 RVs before it, so I have to preface it with that. So I sort of understood the RV thing. What I had to get used to was getting out of the whole park it and then go somewhere. I had to get used to van life travel. I had to get used to the whole, we're just trying to take everything and go. Like you're in a yacht on wheels. I mean, everywhere you go, you have everything at all times. So I that was a really nice thing. And that was one of the biggest pluses for me in having a bee was just having everything. I didn't have to think about going back to a campsite or doing this or doing that. I was just on the road as we went. So that, and I think for me, the hardest thing for me was the ground clearance. Ground clearance
Yep.
was, I really had to think real long and hard because a lot of these have, generators underneath, black tank underneath, all that stuff is down there. And you're like, whew, got to take a deep breath on that one.
Yeah, that's
That
the
was
other
fun.
nice thing with Embassy. There's nothing underneath.
Yeah.
And we still have our spare tire underneath, so we don't have to have it hanging against the
Yeah.
sides or
Absolutely.
whatever.
Turnbull say, Charlie Grace consider the Boondockers welcome side of Harvest House. We love staying in people's yards, especially with electric and our cat can room. And our cat can roam. Wow, that's perfect. Yeah, exactly. I've done Boondockers Welcome. I've had some good experiences and some interesting experiences. Have you ever tried Boondockers Welcome?
No, Harvest Host we did, but we didn't do Boondockers. So
Some of these people love it. I know a couple in Florida, and they are jam packed with reservations, and they are the sweetest people in the entire universe, and they will take you everywhere. They'll say, "Hey, tomorrow we're going to go check on dolphins," and then the day after that, we're going to go ride in the boat, and you're like, "Okay, all right." And then other people are like, here's a place to park. See you later. Enjoy your time. So just every guest is a little different on Boondockers Welcome. So it's always been really interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the Harvest Host a lot because we like to go to vineyards or to craft beers
Oh
or
yeah. Oh,
we've been to interesting places.
give me a
Just
good craft beer and some pizza. I'm absolutely there.
that's my wife. She
There you
loves her
go.
craft beer.
Terry says, do you ever have trouble getting in 1,000 Trails with only 60 days advance reservation, or do you have their one that's a bigger memberships that let you reserve up to 4 to 6 months in advance? So that's a great question. I honestly, I think I have the one for I'd have to think about this. It might be the 60 days. It's not the big one. For those people doing full time, you need to get, as much advance as you possibly can. For people, part-time people like me, it's not that big of a deal. So I haven't had a problem. Never had a problem. But there are some ones that are more popular than others that you do have to just, get on the phone call and see what you can come up with. Here we go.
Oh, look
Terry
at
says,
that.
I have been invited as a guest to the June Embassy Rally. Oh, nice. How cool is that?
Well, good.
Here we go. There's a Harvest Host
Oh,
alpaca farm.
yep. Alpaca. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
Caitlin
have
was with us when we did
do you
that.
have alpaca socks?
I do. Knowing my daughter, she probably does, but I do not. Yeah, alpaca farm. That was really nice. Yeah, because there was alpaca farm. There was something else. If Caitlin, if you remember what else, there was like other animals there. I can't remember what was there, but
I was going to say
I have no
I
memory.
stayed a lot of those. I've done. Because I have a dog. I tend not to go to the farms anymore because there's farms with farm dogs, and they're normally free roaming everywhere. And my dog's like, I'm good, or she's like, chickens, not so much. So I tend to go to breweries, distilleries, churches. Love me some churches. Love me some churches. Fantastic. Because if I aim it just right, sometimes they have potlucks.
Oh, smart.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing better than Sunday church food. I'm sorry. Where I come from, that's like the best. Fantastic. I love these. Oh, here we go. Turnbulls. Alpaca socks. Called it. Caitlin says a lot of birds there too.
Yeah. There was some kind of birds. I can't remember what they were.
Yeah, I love this.
Birds
This
that
is
were
fun.
walking around.
Well, guys, I think this has been
Not
a
that I
lot of
know.
fun. We're so excited to have you. This has been a blast. I love this. We're coming up on time. Tell us a little bit about, you do have your YouTube channel and you're putting up some
Mhm.
really great stuff. I'm watching your things. You're
I am.
really awesome with being upfront on the money and seeing how much things cost in your spreadsheets, because I love that too. Looking back, would you do this again? Not the interview. Would you go, would you buy another Embassy RV?
What do you mean, not the interview? We're not going to have another interview later? We should
It
do
could
another
happen.
interview.
We could do a live stream somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yes, is the short answer. Yes, we would buy an Embassy again.
Okay.
There's a lot of great, especially now, a lot of great vans out there. The Westphalia, they have this chair thing that flips this way and becomes a bed real fast.
Okay.
So I like that. And the Nuvos, I love the Nuvos. I
Oh,
think the
love the
beds,
new road.
there's a lift bed thingy that goes out of the
Yep.
way, which is really nice. The problems I have, and these are personal things, I don't like propane. I don't want anything with propane. So there you go. A lot of them, you have to have an outside spare tire because they put tanks and stuff, so they've gotten rid of the
Right.
spare tire. So it's like, I don't want a big tire on the outside, and some of them have a lower GVWR, gross vehicle weight.
Hmm.
See, this one is 11,000 pounds, and some of them are like 9,250 or whatever. And it's like, God, that's lower than this. And I like to pack stuff for the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
for winter, summer, spring, fall, and everything
He's
in
ready.
between.
He's ready for
So
some, winter in the morning and summer by nighttime.
yeah.
He's got it
Oh,
all.
yeah. When we pack, I don't have to bring. I just bring the food for the fridge. That's it. I'm already packed. There's nothing.
Yep.
I have clothes specifically for the man.
We were just talking about this. Okay.
Yeah.
This is totally aside. I was telling someone, I'm like, I've got van underwear. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, there's clothes that just stay in the van.
TMI, TMI, TMI.
TMI. That's, you got van socks, van underwear, and van jacket. They stay
Yeah.
in the van. They don't
Stay in
go
the
in the
van.
house
Yeah.
to wear. They
Nope.
stay in the van. They're good to
Yeah.
go. And I don't have to think about dragging it back. People who are weekend warriors, and I know there's a bunch of them out there, and bless your hearts. It is a lot of work to go back and forth and back and forth. So my advice is just keep it packed. Just keep it packed. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I've got a few people who came in here really quick. Got to say hi. My friend Goose is here. Hey, Charlie had been lurking in the background. Can you tell which one's the real Charlie? That's the real question. Right there, buddy.
Can't you tell?
Mark says orange beetle.
Hey, Mark. How's it going, Mark? I know Mark. We text all the time.
That's fantastic. My friend Shart says before we went full time, we had everything doubled, but she got herself 2 pair of those alpaca socks for her cold feet. Good for you. Good for you. I think you've started a trend here, buddy. And I'm telling you right now, I think every guest should wear an orange wig.
Yes, they have to now, and they need to have a Charlie Gray shirt, or they're not allowed on.
There you go. I think
I'm
from now
just
on,
saying.
he's setting the standard. He's setting the standard.
I have set the bar high.
Way up there. Way up there. I love this. All right. Well, we've got to close out today. I just want to, this has been fantastic, dude. I really, really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate your coming up and sharing your stories with us and some really cool things to think about. And for all of our really cool embassy friends who came in the chat tonight, thank you for being here as well. We love learning about, RVs, camper van travel, new and interesting little items. I'm going to, before I forget, where is it? Here we go. Okay. This. Oh, do you see this? What do you think this is? This is interesting.
I know what it is.
What is it?
I'm not going to tell other people what it is. I know what it is.
Okay, guys, it's not what you think it is. It's not going to hurt you. This is actually a 3D printed. You could put this on a shelf and you just sort of screw it up. It's a place to put your phone and then you can charge it. It's really, really handy. It is not wood. Haha, like everyone talks about all the things that are not wood in embassy. These are really handy. And I'll tell you what, I'm bringing about, I think, 10 of these to a meetup in Amana next week. It's called the Mods Merriment and Maintenance Meetup. So for people who have small class Bs, compact coaches for Winnebago, they're going to be there. And I'm bringing some of these. We're going to give them away. And we're going to sell some too. We're going to see, maybe do a little giveaway here. But if you guys are interested and you want the 3D printing file, I'm more than happy to all you have to do is email me, contact at Charlie Grace Adventures. I'll give you the file for these. Really super handy. I've got one behind me because as you can see, I've got cords here. And they're fantastic when you're on the road and you just want to put your phone. I don't know if you're like me, but do you lose your phone a lot? No?
My wife does. It is a common thing in our house where I
Yeah.
have to call my wife.
Yeah. Well, I've learned my lesson. So this is what I found, and I love this because I could just set it here. Boom, there's my phone. Love that. And then I have one beside my bed as well, and it works out really well. So yeah, just trying to help out people who might have misplacement issues like me.
Yeah.
Things like that. Just really, really cool little helpful helps. But I'll be there. I'll be in Amana, Iowa next week. I'm sorry, next week, and through the weekend, and then I'll be going to Colorado. I'll be at the Girl Camper Camporee the first full week in June, and is that right? Yes, first full week in June, and then I'll be in Colorado for the rest of the summer. So if you want to be a cool redhead like Robert, and be on Behind the Wheel Wednesdays, let me know. Or if you want to nominate someone to be a guest, we may have to send the costume every time. This is fun.
Yes, I think we should. Should I bring the orange hair everywhere I go?
Bring the orange hair.
Just in case we meet along the way.
I love this. All right. Listen, thanks so much for being here again. I'm going to leave you with last words, final words.
Oh, I love you, Susan. You're the best thing in the world for me. And I love you, Caitlin, because you're the best thing in the world for me, too.
Aww.
And I love Sherry, our dog, because she's our supervisor. So
that's awesome.
Oh, I do have one more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
Let me find it. Of course, when I want to find it, I can't find it. So
he's pointing.
Best advice for someone considering RV life is figure out what you mean by RV life. What does that mean? And the things I wish I knew before I started RV travel. This is a big one. The journey is the thing.
Yes. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
The destination is the journey. And that's probably the big one right there. The journey is the thing. I
agree 100%. All right, dude. Have a fantastic night. Tell your better half thank you for letting me have you for the evening and sharing. Thanks so much. We will see you on the road. I'm going to put you in the basement. Hold on. There's milk and cookies down there. Hold on. Just hold on. We'll be there in a second. He's such a hoot. I'm so glad we got to do this. I was like crying when I first saw him with that wig on. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just so honored he had the shirt on. How sweet is that? How cool is that? I have some of the coolest friends, and you guys are here tonight too, and I appreciate that. Listen, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we do a Behind the Wheel Wednesday. It's meant for you. It's meant to be fun. In the interactive chat, we get to hang out and have a good time, talk to people, see what's going on. We will have another fun next Wednesday. And I put out videos every single week and a lot of funny shorts. If you like the shorts, I got a lot of funny shorts. We're going to be doing some really neat things in June, July this year, so you don't want to miss it. So until next week, you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week.